there are any number of things that we're possessed by. And when we hear that word, we think of it as a very, very negative, destructive word. Oh my God, she's demonically possessed. And but the thing is, we all have our own preferences. And I think deep down, we all have an idea, an intrinsic idea of how we want to live our lives. And we do our best, frankly, to act in accordance with that. And you won't be surprised to hear, ladies and gents, that my possession, my focus is on self-improvement, personal development, living my life in the most self-determined and positive way that I can. And of course, along the way, we encounter different people and have different experiences, and some of them can be radically transformational. And over the last 5 or so years, we've all been through an incredibly dark night of the soul. But the thing is, for a very, very long time, actually, I've understood of myself that I've used various things to distract myself from my own true path. And I mean, most recently, my ex-boyfriend was an enormous distraction. I totally threw myself into that relationship and totally immersed myself in doing everything that I could to try and make things work and to please him and make sure that he was always all right. And I had a very, very intense therapy session on Friday a couple of days ago. And at one point, I can't actually remember what the question was that my therapist asked me, but I evaded answering the question. And as I was midway through saying what I was saying, he said, "Are you deflecting?" And it did actually really strike me. And the after effects, it's that sensation of the deer in the headlights has lingered for quite a lot longer. Quite eye-opening, actually. And he's right. I do deflect when we start to really get down into the serious issues that I feel and that I face. I'm very, very quick to rush past it and, try and make the best of it. But what my focus today actually is, and what I wrote about earlier, is, and I felt corny even writing the title down, but learning to actually sit in the discomfort of realizing, all the many things that I've actually been through. And the funny thing was that I love my therapist. He's brilliant. He's a very, very warm and compassionate man, actually. Very patient and understanding. But he said, whenever I ask you a question, Martin, that's quite deep, he says that the colour drains from your face and you get a far distant, teary-eyed look. And it's absolutely the illustration of my own fear of actually acknowledging what's happened to me and seeing it only from my own perspective, which feels extraordinarily selfish to me. And the really interesting thing was that I've been watching videos of Carl Rogers interviewing various patients, basically recorded therapy sessions that he's given them. And one was suggested to me yesterday about this very subject of deflection. That the lady that this chap, Carl Rogers, was interviewing, she's called Kathy, it's a fabulous interview actually, that she feels, she describes in this video that she feels like she's still stuck as a young girl in a cave, and she wants to be led out, but not in a sexual way. It's a very vulnerable way. And I watched this video and thought, fucking hell, that's what I feel like, retreating. And at several points in the conversation, she says that she'll allow herself a certain amount of movement, but then she'll stop. And funnily enough, a couple of sessions ago with my therapist, a concept came out of my mouth about radical stopping. And I did a video about this on my other channels. But as I say, the after effects of this particular therapy session are enormous. And you may say what I've just done there, referring to that other example of that woman being interviewed on the video, is a sort of deflection. And, you know, I do see it. I do see it. But I think learning to sit in the discomfort of your emotions and just observing them without judgment and with tremendous compassion, I feel like that would be really beneficial for me. And I feel like I'm actually now at a completely different stage of the path that is actually okay, and it's beneficial, in fact, to start to focus on what it is that I really need to sort out for myself without consideration for anybody else. And that feels exciting, but terribly daunting, and an enormous mountain to climb. But I definitely feel like it's my time. And I love making progress. And I love following my own path actually more and more and more. And it's yielding me great comfort and confidence. And I believe that the more I walk this particular path, I love walking around, simple, honest, but laser focused on what I need and want to sort out, just for me. And I encourage you to think for yourself what it is that you really want and need for yourself and yourself alone. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you an individual. And there's all the world of good in that. Go steadily, go kindly, go compassionately, and go in your own direction.